Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are continuing a speed build today. This is the second part of Golden Waltz. So I posted the building of this house last Wednesday, I think. And this is the furnishing of it. So if you didn't watch the build, this house is a Victorian kind of inspired home, and it is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. However, there is also a nursery and a hobby room. So technically this house could have 5 bedrooms. Yeah, so it was built for my Barbie Legacy Challenge, and it's my challenge. I made this challenge myself. And it's actually one of the requirements that we move into a Victorian style home. And yeah, so in the first part, I talked about how I really hit my groove with this house, and that started here in the kitchen. I'm really happy with the kitchen. The kitchen is probably one of my favorite rooms in the entire house. Now I did fight with those counters the entire time because they're island counters, and so they automatically, as like they are right now, they want a slot to form an island. But I don't want them to form an actual island, because then the wooden part of the cabinet, not the countertop, the wooden cabinet will merge together and become smaller, like it keeps trying to do. So I really struggled, but I really wanted this kind of bar type countertop that could look into the living room. So there's the whole kitchen, and then this little area is kind of a little breakfast nook. And yeah, so I don't know, I was looking for inspiration pictures, and I found this one, and I knew that I was not going to be able to actually accomplish that kitchen in The Sims 3 because it was a lot of angled walls. It was kind of I don't even know how to explain it. It was almost like a hexagonal shaped room. And I was just yep, that's not happening in The Sims 3, let alone for a kitchen. But I really liked the style. I liked the colors, and the kitchen. Now, it was only one part of the wall had this very subtle green striping, and I really liked it. And so you can see the kitchen has a very subtle green striping, and I thought that was actually really nice, because one of the things that I struggled with when I was building the Claire's grandfather's house was that I just didn't know what to do with the walls, especially because grandfather Drosselmeyer was very fancy. Clara is not very fancy, so I wasn't trying to go super fancy with her house. But I really like how it turned out. So then we have this white tile backsplash. Don't worry, I don't leave it on that wall behind the kitchen and the pastry oven or whatever it's called. I end up moving it to just behind the stove, the opposite wall, that outside wall. I do end up putting that tiled backsplash there, but I didn't like how it looked behind the fridge and everything. So yeah, now the kitchen does have a couple pieces of store content in it. So the stove and again that pastry oven, whatever it's called, those are both pieces of store content. Whenever I build a house that I fully intend on playing in, when it's a house I'm building for myself, I do not refrain from using store content, the few pieces of custom content I have, stuff packs. Normally when I build, if it's for a house that I myself don't plan on playing in, I try not to use those things. I try not to use stuff packs, store content, custom content, or if I do, I try to keep it very limited. Oh, the Microwave is also store content. But I try to keep it very limited, and I did not do that this time around because I plan on playing in this house, and I'm actually kind of sad because realistically, we're not actually going to be in this house for too long, and it's even to the point that I'm considering maybe our next generation heir moves back into this house and kind of like inherits it from Clara, because our next generation is based on Barbie and Rapunzel. And it follows the Rapunzel storyline. If you're familiar at all with like the basic premise of Rapunzel, this is store content, by the way, that couch. If you know the basic premise of Rapunzel, Rapunzel is kidnapped as a baby and raised by another woman, doesn't know that she's adopted, doesn't know she has a family that's been out there looking for her, all of this stuff. So that's the next generation, and sorry. And I keep saying So the next generation will start when our heir is a toddler and they get stolen. So we're not actually gonna play in this house for that long, but I spent so long building this house, and like I kind of lost a bit of my groove here in the living room because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with this space or what style I wanted to go with. Like I wanted comfy, and I don't know if I quite captured that. But I don't know. I don't know. But I really like the kitchen, and I really like the like exterior of the house. There's gonna be this little like office nook that I do right in front of the stairs because I had no idea what I was going to put there. That space actually ended up being a lot bigger than I had anticipated. So I was like, I have no idea what I'm putting here. But yeah, so we might just have to come back and play in this house again next generation instead of building a new house, like as the family home. Because I really want to live in this house for more than just a handful of parts. But we will have to see. So, yeah. Now, kind of back to the house just a little bit. The island that comes into the living room, like that little bar area, only has one functional stool, which can easily be fixed. As you can see, I have that one stool sitting at an angle. Your Sims will not be able to sit there, will not be able to use that stool, just a heads up. And then that little door leads into a small little half bath. And this room it was supposed to be just like the family living room, but then I ended up putting the fireplace over there in the corner, and these little like reading chairs was kind of the idea I was going for, that it would just be somewhere to sit and read. And that was the idea that I was also going to do for the formal living room. And I was like, wait, but I already kind of have that space set up, and I don't need a whole room for a formal living room. I don't think Clara would have a formal living room. I just don't think that's really her style. So I did not end up having a formal living room. The formal living room, so the whole layout of the house eventually got switched around. Well, I shouldn't say that. The kitchen stayed where the kitchen was going to be, and the family living room stayed where the family living room was going to be. But then the dining room, the nursery, and the formal living room got kind of changed. So, anyways, yeah, look at this cute little little nook here, and I love that there's toys everywhere, because I totally think that would be Claire's house. It just stuff everywhere for the kids, and like that's what she would want. She would want like a comfy, happy, warm family home, because that wasn't exactly what she grew up in. Like grandfather Drosselmeyer's house was not like a super cozy place. It was very formal, it was very fancy, and that's just not Clara. So yeah, so this room originally was going to be a dining room. However, if you think about the house right now, you would either have to you'd have to walk through one of the living rooms to get to this space. Like, I did not set this up very well. It doesn't make a lot of sense that you would have to walk through like half of the house just to get to the formal dining room. So I liked this room as a space. I think it would have worked well if it had just been closer to the kitchen. So it does not stay a formal dining room. This actually ends up becoming the nursery because when I was doing the floor plan upstairs, I had realized that there originally was going to be a separate nursery room, but that I hadn't made a way to be able to get to it. I would either have had to cut one of the bedrooms off or have like a really long skinny hallway to get to the nursery, and I was like, no. So then my next thought was, well, I'll just put like the baby stuff, we'll find a way to fit it into the master bedroom. But then when I was going through this whole thought process down here of like, well, it does not make sense to have to walk through all of these rooms just to get to the dining room. I was like, what if I just put the nursery down here? And I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense. Like, having your children, like your babies, on a different floor than you, probably most parents would be like, absolutely not. But I don't know. But that room does become the nursery up there in front, and then this room is the dining room, and it has like that corner is all bookcases, and then there's 2 china cabinets, and yeah, I really like how this space turned out. Again, like once I got in here and I figured out I wanted to do those bookcases, I was like, yeah, the groove started coming back. 'Cause again, I kind of fell out of my groove in the living room. But then that little office space came together at the base of the stairs, and now we're in the nursery. And I actually put curtains in this house. I am so bad about putting curtains in my houses. Like most times I just leave the windows just as is. But I was like, I should put curtains up. And I did. And like the main floor. And then you get upstairs and I don't think I have any curtains. No, that's not true. I think I do have curtains in the master bedroom. But anyways, I also hope that both of the children are girls, because this is a pink nursery. Like, our heir will be a girl, but I don't have any plans for the firstborn yet, and we have to have 2 kids. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but yeah. That baby changing station is also store content, just so you know. And so is the little blocks table, also store content. But yeah, also the little Rapunzel poster on the wall is definitely kind of a wink wink nod nod to the next generation. Now granted, Barbie and Rapunzel and Tangled are not the exact same. So I mean, she's not necessarily just like that Rapunzel, but yeah. I also have 4 rocking chairs in 3. I have 3 rocking chairs, I think, in this build. So there's the one in the nursery, and then I put 2 more on the little enclosed balcony outside of the nursery. So there's 3 total rocking chairs, and I already know it. I'm going to have Sims in them all of the time. Then we move upstairs. So I only decorated the master bedroom and the master bathroom and the hobby room. So part of the rules required that for this generation, Clara always have a hobby room for all of her skills. So Clara has to master the dancing skill, which comes with the store content like ballet studio. She has to master the painting skill, which I really need to get to working on because I've really neglected that skill. And then I think there was one other. She had to get to level 8 of logic because she had to turn her childhood imaginary friend into a real boy. And that requires level 8 of the logic skill. So, yeah. Upstairs in the bedroom, I kind of fell back out of my groove. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with this bedroom. I really like her bedroom in the current house. When I say current house, hopefully by the time this video goes up, we've finally moved into this house. But the previous house, like the little blue cottage, I really like how the bedroom turned out there. And so then it's almost like I set the stakes too high when I came into furnishing this room, because I just expected it to come to me naturally like the last bedrooms did, and it did not. It did not. This bedroom was a struggle. I'm half tempted, because at the time of recording this, we haven't moved yet. I'm half tempted just to bring all of our furniture from the current house and just like save the wall pattern and just move that style into this room, because I really like how it looks there. Excuse me. Now, it is a pink bedroom, but I don't think Eric really cares. I think Eric is just kind of is like, oh, I'm human, that's all that really matters. So it is a pink bedroom. Yes, her husband does sleep in here with her, but Eric is secure enough that he's like, I don't care. Also, yes, I am well aware that the banister from the railing, the stair railing, it does clip through the wall. Yes, it drives me insane. I do have a mirror that I put in front of it. I don't know that it looks super great. Also, I'm not so sure. I might have left that makeup palette sitting on the floor. I don't know that I moved that into the bathroom. There might just be a random makeup palette sitting on the floor when you download this house. I don't remember. I guess we will see. Okay. Then for the bathroom, so the bathroom ends up actually using quite a bit of the Master Suite stuff pack, which I hadn't anticipated using for this house, but I was really trying to find a shower that I liked to go in that little alcove there, and I really liked how the shower looked, but then I wanted it all to match, and so then I needed the matching tub, well then I needed the matching toilet. It was a whole thing, but I like how it turned out. I really like this soft, like, pale green that I use throughout the house. I think this is a really pretty color. This is probably one of my favorite shades of green. I did bring the makeup. Good for me. Okay, never mind. Though I say that and watch, there's probably still a makeup palette on the floor. I guess we'll see if it carries back over. I don't remember seeing one in the screenshots, so surely I picked it up. Surely, that's where I got that one from. Anyways. But I really like that soft green. And the three main colors I ended up using in this house were like, it was a pale yellow, this pale green, and then pink, because Barbie, duh. So then we're into the hobby room. This is a very odd shaped room. I did want to give us the workout equipment because Clara needs to have I think she's mastered her athletic skill, or if she hasn't, she's very close to, but she has to have a high athletic skill for her job. She's a firefighter. I don't like that I can't fit the easels the same, that there's not like, it's not a mirror, like, I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like the easel right now sitting right to the left of the windows, like there's that wall there, and then on the right side of the windows it like pops out a bump and then it goes in, and so like then the easels don't sit evenly, and it really bugs me, it really annoys me. But yeah, so we have painting, there's the ballet thing is store content, and then there's a chess table, and then there's some workout stuff, and the treadmill is from High End Loft stuff. I think that's the only thing I used from High End Loft, though. Also, I completely forgot that I have a laundry room in the house, and I was placing the laundry bins upstairs, and I'm like, I don't have a laundry room. And so I was like, I'll just put it in the garage. And then I was downstairs. I don't remember. It hits me here in a second. I'm like flying over the house, and then I see I literally have a laundry room right beside the garage. So the laundry does not stay in the garage. But yeah, if you also did not watch the exterior, I kind of went crazy outside. There's a garden. I already regret the garden, because see, there we go. I just realized gardens in this game are a lot of work. They are very time consuming. But we have a garden. We have a pool. Oh no, I have 5. Oh, we have more rocking chairs. I thought we had more. We have 5 rocking chairs. There's a lot. Oh, my Sims are going to be in those all the time. We have a pool, we have a play area outside. Like, I kind of went crazy, but I'm really happy with how this house turned out, which is really all I could have asked for, because there are so many times I build a house, I'm like, I'm not feeling it. But the living room is the only room I'm not feeling, and I don't think that painting above the TV was a good choice. But what I'm hoping is that one of my Sims can paint something better, and I'll replace the paintings throughout the house, is kind of my idea that I went through with a lot of the house. I'm like, I'll just replace these when my Sims paint something better. But yeah, for the most part, I'm really happy. And we're right across the street from the school, so my kids will like never be late to school. We are literally right across the street. Now, you do need to place this house on a corner lot because of how the driveway is, but I'm about out of time. The house will be linked down in the description, and I will be going back and now placing it in the description of the first part. You are more than welcome to use it. Please do not take credit for it, though. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.